Talked for a couple of months about wanting out of Houston and going to Brooklyn was his first choice.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zoo.
I'm a Brooklyn boy. I may take some getting used to.
This trade makes the Nets the most must-see team in the NBA.
Before you know it, I'm in the game.
The Brooklyn Nets are so desperate. What do desperate people do? They mortgage their future.
James Harden is the most expensive insurance policy we have seen, but maybe in the damn history of the league.
But I love the move.
Let's go, Brooklyn!
Yeah, it might be the most expensive insurance policy, but the premium on that insurance is going to be great because this is a premium level talent. Somebody once famously, Key and Jay said, no sleep till Brooklyn. I don't think Nets fans were sleeping last night. They were giddy up all night long. The great triumvirate, the latest big three, is upon us. It's Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zubin, presented by Progressive Insurance. All of our guests, and by the way, we are jam-packed with guests this morning, all joined on the Goodyear hotline. Key?
You know, I was thinking, though, Zubin, as we went through the whole process of Harden going to the Nets, they're cheating if Kyrie comes back. That's cheating, though.
Cheating in what sense?
Cheating meaning like when you say they're cheating, that means like it's unfair.
Oh, gotcha.
Like it's unfair to have this type of talent assembled on one team. I mean, you got two MVPs and a guy that, I mean, depending on what year, whatnot, if his head was screwed on straight and he was just playing basketball, Kyrie could be in MVP's conversations for many years as well. It's cheating. It's unfair if they get off the way that we envision them to.
Jay, this is your sport. You're our lead NBA guy. This is the lead story of the season to this point. Tell me what you think.
I got a text 1:13 a.m. and it was a quote, and the quote said, "Hate is a great burden to bear. It injures the hater more than it injures the hated." Now, that's from a little birdie. That's the mentality, Key. This is the most polarizing team in NBA history. Think about it. On the same team, we got burner accounts, honey buns, and the earth is flat. On the same team, okay? And here's the thing, like, say hello to your new villain. This is the new villain of the NBA.
Honey buns.
And the reason why they're the new villain of the NBA is because people do not want this to be the formula for success. They do not want it. You bully your employer by any means necessary.
Told you though, Jay.
By being unprofessional. I know we talked about it. By being unprofessional, whatever it is, being overweight, and you find a way to get rewarded.
I love it.
Get rewarded. Real talk, Key. We always give you real talk. Get rewarded to then get put on a championship team that if I bring you back to the offseason, the inception point is when these dudes were balling in LA together, Kyrie, KD, James. People were watching it like, damn, y'all just rolling, and that's when it happened. It's like, yo, we gonna make this happen, and they made it happen.
No, but it's so funny because we were having these conversations. I kept telling you, I'm like, man, that dude gonna shoot his way out of there. He gonna come in. You like, man, he's professional. He gonna play basketball. I said, watch. You watch. That dude blew up. Yeah, like you said, honey buns, lemon pepper, wings. You know,
all that. Get the whole buffet.
Grown-up adult beverages, whatever the case may be. I don't want to be here. I'm turning down $100 million. I don't care. This is not working. I want to go to a situation that fits for me and my family, and it works in Brooklyn. This is where I want to be. And so in the end, they got it done. Now, Philadelphia was trying to get it done, and I think Brooklyn also knew that Philadelphia was going to try to get it as much as we might think Houston didn't want to make that trade to Philly because of the relationship that Daryl Morey may have left bad taste in their mouth. In the end, Brooklyn had more assets to give, and the deal was cleaner than it would have been in Philadelphia. So they got their man in Brooklyn. Now all the pressure is going to be on the Nets to deliver.
And I'll say this, Key, just to be additive to what you just dropped. I don't think the Brooklyn Nets would have done this deal if Spencer Dinwiddie didn't tear his ACL. if Spencer Dinwiddie, Karis LeVert, that young core gives you so much more depth off the bench with your bigs, with KD, with Kyrie, if Kyrie doesn't go through this whirlwind of a tornado that he's going through right now, I think the Brooklyn Nets probably hold firm. But with Spencer Dinwiddie being out for an extended period of time with not knowing how many bodies you're going to be able to have with the way the pandemic is dropping and all the COVID tracing that's happening right now that's occurring in the league, they needed to make this move. It kind of forced their hand. Plus, I don't know how Ben Simmons overall fits with John Wall and Boogie Cousins in Houston. Now them getting Victor Oladipo is a way better core for Houston moving forward.
What I heard from my little birdies that's out in them streets is that James Harden was going to veto any other trade with any other team other than Philly or Brooklyn. If they try to trade him somewhere else, he was just going to be like, I don't want to play. And you know how that goes. Nobody's going to trade for an asset that a player that they can't have and make them happy. Why would I give up all my assets for a guy that's going to not necessarily be disgruntled, but not going to conform to what we're trying to do? Like if you decided to trade him to OKC, he's like, man, I'll stay home. Now OKC is like, well, so, it fell perfect for him. And
now, Zubin, I'll tell you, welcome to the new bad boys of the 21st century, right? Like, I'm not saying they're going to play the same style
I was about to say,
that the bad boys played in Detroit.
Though, Jay, we said the bad boys. I was about to say, who on that team is rough?
No, but I'm just saying with how much we're going to talk about every single move, how they're going to treat it, right?
Yes.
Like when you go through the scenario and having direct conversations with multiple people on this team, when you say, hey, what's going on with Kyrie? And the mentality that you receive back from people is, it is what it is, blanket. Like that's how they're going to ride out, Zubin. That's how they're going to, they don't give a damn what anybody says.
Go ahead, say it, Jay. You could have said it.
They don't give a shit what anybody says. Sorry. I'm sorry. I bring it back. Can you stop hyping me up? Stop hyping me up, kid. I'm sorry. Take it back. All I'm saying, sorry, I apologize. We get animated.
It's dumped. Don't worry.
All right, dump it. All I'm saying is that it's really, this turns into, to me, right, the way people are going to make it sound. And listen to this, Keith. This is going to be like Yoda and Luke Skywalker out west, right? Where people, think about AD forced his way out of New Orleans, and then people didn't like it. Not saying he did it to the same degree that James Harden did.
No, we loved it out west.
Right, but then you loved it because then he turned into a world champion. This turns into that, like a series of Star Wars versus like the Emperor, Darth Vader, and the Sith Lord. It just because of because of how polarizing it is. You know what I mean?
Star Wars stuff.
I know.
Got to remember, Key thinks Star Wars and Star Trek are the same thing. So you have to just slow it down here.
Come on.
Remember, for many years, instead of Dark, I called him Dark Vader instead of Darth Vader.
Darth Vader.
It was actually true, right? He was dressed in black from head to toe.
I thought he was dressed in black. He was dark. There you go.
Am I going to get fired for...
No, boy, stop. Be quiet.
What?
You're bringing it back up.
I know, because I'm getting worried now. I'm getting worried. Email from Pete McConville. Here it comes. I know it.
No worries. Just last couple things. So obviously the fellas have weighed in really strongly. Jay, very strongly, what he thinks about the deal. Key, very strongly, what he thinks about the deal. But what about maybe the most important person of all here? They mortgaged everything to get Kevin Durant. Now they mortgage everything to get James Harden. They played together in OKC. They are now reunited in Brooklyn. Kevin, please, watch your mouth. But what do you think about the deal?
Potty mouth. Kevin?
So this is where we hit
losing
play
teammates in Karis and Jarrett and Torian, but also welcoming in, a teammate in James Harden.
I heard that's not even finalized yet, so I'll talk about it another time.
Looking into the past, what was it like to play with James? What do you remember about him as a teammate? Because you have played together.
It was fun.
All right, I'm going to salvage the segment here.
We're fine.
I'm kidding. Here's the question. Okay, so we do this real quick, and I know we have to go, and we're going to talk about Kyrie here in just a moment, what it means for him, because that's almost as interesting. As soon as a trade happens, right now in regular media and social media, Key, stop me if you've heard this before, I'm not on social media, they do something called grade the trade, which is ridiculous because nobody's actually scored a point for their new team, but everybody calls it grade the trade. Our guy does a great job. His name is Kevin Pelton. He's on ESPN.com. You can see see a story right now on ESPN Plus. He gave the Nets in this deal, and I love Kev. He gave him a solid D. Crazy. The Nets get an A. They wanted James Harden. They needed James Harden. By any means necessary, they got James Harden.